Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be pretty chill. I am sans makeup because we are talking about skincare today. I realized I haven't in a while unless I was doing one of my product reviews or I was doing a long haul. Today I want to show you guys my top 6 favorite face masks. I'm going to be applying them to different areas of my skin. I don't usually go this hard when it comes to multi-masking. I usually only use 2 products and I don't really recommend it, but I thought it would be an easy visual way to show you guys how these products apply and how they perform. And if I'm being honest, I just thought it would make a really awesome thumbnail. Go ahead, grab your favorite face mask. Let me know what it is below. We can do this together. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it and if you want to see more skincare videos from me. And let's go ahead and get into it. As far as my normal skincare routine goes, I usually do a face mask, a traditional rinse off type, about once a week. And then later on in the week, I will also do a sheet mask if I have time. Those I like to do in the bath because it's the only time I'm lying down and relaxed and they won't slide all over the place. Those I'm going to skip talking about today just because that would be overkill. The ones I have in front of me are rinse off formulations or they are sleeping facials. Let me know below your favorite type of formula. Do you like one of those or a sheet mask or something that peels off? I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair back. When I originally came up with the idea for this video, I was going to film it at nighttime and have some wine, but then I realized I don't really like filming at nighttime, so instead I have my coffee with me. Thumbs up if you get the reference there. And then also too, I realized shortly after coming up with this idea and saying my intro that I have a horrible time saying the plural of mask. Mascica is what my brain tries to say. I'm sure it will come up. We're gonna get through it together. This little brush is from Glam Glow. I no longer support them or purchase from them just because they aren't cruelty free. It does have their name on here in case you spot it. I actually forgot it was even on there, but I'll be using it to apply some of these face masks. I will be applying these in order of strength. I don't want to put anything that's super strong in the beginning. I don't want to give myself some kind of chemical reaction. So the first 2 that I'm gonna put on are my sleeping facials. If you haven't used something like this before, they're basically like a concentrated moisturizer. You put them on as your last step in your skincare routine. They're a little bit thicker usually. You put them on until they absorb all the way. You rub them in. You don't want to be able to see it because then you'll get it on your pillow or whatever else in your hair. That's a mess. You don't want that. So you rub them in all the way and then you wake up with whatever result that brand is claiming, hopefully. The first one I'm going to show you guys is the newest mask in my collection. This is the Superberry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask from Youth to the People. I bought this as part of a kit. They have something that's still available on Sephora. It's called the Discovery Kit. This mask alone is $48. The kit was $58 and came with 3 other samples plus this full size, so I paid $10 for those extra samples, and I thought that was a steal. It has maki berry, I think it's a berry, maki berry and vitamin C, squalane plus hyaluronic acid. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. So typically I would put it on till it absorbs all the way, but today I'm gonna put it on a little bit thicker just for the visual. The scent is really nice. It smells like ingredients, a little bit citrusy, but it does not smell like any kind of synthetic fragrance. And this one is made to hydrate and plump the skin, and it's really made for all skin types. I tried to stick to my favorites that anyone could use. I like to keep this guy in my skincare fridge. It feels so good when I put it on. I usually use this about once a week. I mix it up with the other sleeping facial that I'm about to show, plus my other oils and moisturizers. Too much skincare, so little time. But this one I really like the texture of. It feels like it properly moisturizes my skin and gives me a nice glow in the morning. My skin feels really soft. I do have some ingredient notes here. It says it has squalane in it, which helps boost hydration without clogging the pores. So I feel like this is a mask that most people can use if you're looking for a sleeping facial. It's definitely worth checking out. Let me know if you've tried other products from Youth to the People. When I purchased the Discovery Kit, the other product I'm thinking about purchasing is their cleanser. I do not normally like gel formulations. They usually make my skin feel very stripped, but that one is an exception and it smells like fresh cut grass. So I think I'm gonna be picking it up for this summer. Let me know what else you like from them because I am curious, even though a new cleanser is really the last thing that I need. My next sleeping facial is from Korres. This is from the Wild Rose collection, which the collection in general, I really enjoy that one and their Greek yogurt. The vitamin C brightening sleeping facial. I do want to note with this, if you do not like strong fragrances, you will not like this. It is very heavily scented, especially if you don't like floral scents. I particularly love rose fragrances, but this is one, even I'd say an hour after applying it, I can still smell it. This mask has turmeric in it, which is an ingredient that I love to use and see in my skincare. It also has vitamin C to brighten the skin. And it is made to combat dullness and uneven skin tone. And just to be clear, I usually don't layer them on this thick. I usually have them so that they're completely absorbed. But I am curious to see what happens if it gives me a little bit of a boost. If I can use them as a traditional face mask, it might help me get through my skincare a little bit quicker as well. I'm also curious to see what the most overwhelming scent is at the end. I have an idea that it might be this one, but we'll see. Now this next mask I'm going to be applying to my nose. It is one that's a little bit more clarifying or detoxifying. It is not something I would put all over my skin. This is from Milk. It is their Cannabis Sativa seed oil mask. It is really travel friendly. It's a roll-up type. Now this one is made to only put on for 5 to 10 minutes. I'm just going to apply it to my nose. I probably should have taken my nose ring out. That is always a challenge when I'm doing a face mask. This smells straight up like Play-Doh. That is all I can smell. I thought it might smell a little bit more herbal, but it definitely doesn't. And this is what happens when you have a nose ring. Just looks like giant boogers. The size of that does make it a little bit hard to get into tighter areas, like the folds of my nose. This mask definitely has a little bit of a tightening effect. I have used it all over, and that's how I know that I do not like it. It's just a little bit too tightening for me. I need something that's more hydrating. The Cannabis Sativa oil that is in here is made to hydrate a little bit, but then it also has kaolin clay, which is helping to is helping to pull out all the impurities from the skin. And I went back and forth between this one, and I think also they have a matcha type mask, and I chose this one because all of my other face masks are for hydrating, so it would be nice to have something that is a little bit more detoxifying in my collection. This is something that I would use when I feel like my pores are really clogged, when I'm having a lot of whiteheads, or I've just been wearing a lot of makeup. I do like the way that it applies, the way that it's in a stick. Like I did mention, I think maybe it could be a little bit smaller just so you can get into those other tighter areas, but it's great for travel. If I was on the go, I could easily pop this into a suitcase. I would be a little concerned that this could melt, so just keep that in mind if this is something you're thinking about picking up. I like keeping it in my skincare fridge. I think it would be fine in normal temperatures, but if you're somewhere hot, or I wouldn't leave it too close to the shower because it could get a little bit melty. This next mask I purchased purely for the scent of it. I love all things pumpkin, and this smells like pumpkin bread straight up, like it just came out of the oven. This is from Andalou Naturals. It is the only product I've ever tried from them. I purchased this one at Ulta. It's the Pumpkin Honey Glycolic Mask, and it's made to brighten the skin. It has 2 types of exfoliation in here. It has an AHA blend, and then also has, I think it's pumpkin seeds ground up. I have to say the ingredients in this mask are so nice. There's not a lot of fillers. All the good stuff is at the top. This is pumpkin puree and aloe, which are the first 2 ingredients. Also has manuka honey and an AHA blend. So with all of those good ingredients being listed at the top, you know that's the higher concentration, which is really awesome for the price. It says to apply this for 10 to 20 minutes and rinse off. I'm going to apply it to my forehead because that's where I tend to get the most like dry, flaky kind of bits. It kind of has the texture of baby food. Not that I would know. I haven't had baby food in a really long time, but that's what I imagine baby food looks like. For the next 2 products, if you don't support brands whose parent companies aren't cruelty-free, then you would not be purchasing either one of these. This is the Drunk Elephant Sukari Babyfacial. They are owned by Shiseido. Recently, it just happened a few months ago. This one is a 25% AHA blend, 2% BHA with a chickpea flour as well. I think that's really what it does smell like. It's recommended to use this about once a week for 20 minutes. Now, if you have not used this before, it is a very high strength. I think the first time I used it by itself, and it really does give a lot of tingle. It gives like almost like, I don't want to say it burns because it doesn't hurt, but you can feel it working. I like products like that because I know it's doing its job. But if you do have sensitive skin, you may want to skip it or mix it with something else. I'm going to apply this one to my chin. I'm just going to squeeze it out here. That should be enough just for my chin. I think for my whole face, I maybe use about 4 or 5 pumps. Same thing, just smells like ingredients. It's starting to tingle now. Like I said, it doesn't hurt, but you can definitely feel it working. Usually when I have it higher up, that's when I can really feel it. I like to do a lot of face masks in the bath because it's really relaxing for me. This one and the Andalou, I would not recommend doing that with. You don't want any of those kind of ingredients getting into your eyes. Like I said, if you're sensitive, this is one you may want to skip or mix with something else. You will feel it working. I did my Drunk Elephant long haul a few months ago, and this was one of the top 3 products. It's the one that I would keep repurchasing. I feel like it really does what it says it's going to do. And it is a pricey product, but I do feel like because I only use it once a week or even less than that because I have other products in my rotation, it is worth the price for me because I get a lot of product and I don't go through it very fast. For my last mask, you're probably like, where the hell are you gonna put that? I'm gonna put it on my neck, and if I wasn't wearing a sweater, I could also put it on my décolleté. This is from Aveda. They are owned by Estee Lauder, just to note. This is the Botanical Kinetics Intense Hydrating Mask. I have been using this for the longest out of all of these. If you've heard me say this before, you may have. I worked for Aveda for 9 years, so I'm very familiar with their skincare. I love this mask. It is something that has never left me in the last, I guess, 10 years now. One of my favorites. They only have 2 masks, this one, and then they also have a clay mask. This is the one that I feel like anybody can use. You'll see the texture of it in a moment. Even if you have oily skin, it has a gel type texture, so it doesn't feel like too heavy or too oily on the skin. I'm gonna apply this one just with my hands. It has the texture of aloe. It has a very light fragrance of rose, nowhere near what the Korres one smells like. It also has glycerin, which provides a humectant property. It says on the directions to leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes. I have left this mask on for hours. It is one of the only masks that is made for hydration that I feel like it actually plumps my skin. It just delivers that surge of moisture to my skin. I also have to say with this is not a medical claim. I know you have to be really careful with what you say on YouTube. Aveda also does not make any of these claims. I have used this for both sunburn and eczema. The aloe kind of texture, if you pop it in the fridge, it feels so good on sunburn. And then for eczema, I don't really get it on my face, but I do on my elbows and then occasionally on my legs. I have just put this on there and left it for hours. You can put on a thin enough layer that the texture of it won't disturb your clothing or anything else, and that has really seemed to help me. It's kind of like the dad on Big Fat Greek Wedding. I think it's the dad or maybe the uncle where he's like, just put Windex on it.
Look at this rash. Somebody gave me the mati.
Put some Windex.
Oh, God, please.
I feel the same way about this mask. I've used it for so many different things. Again, that's not a medical claim, and Aveda doesn't claim that, but I can tell you it works for me. And this is a mask that has not left my collection, and I don't think it will anytime soon. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse these off. I don't feel any like super tightness or any kind of burning or irritation, even with having all of this on my face. And I can't really smell anything at all. I just had a sip of coffee, and I think that's probably all that I'm smelling right now. Yeah, I think my senses are just way overloaded. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off, and I will be right back. My neck is so freaking red. I have the type of skin that if you poke me, I will bruise. That is not from the mask. That is just from rubbing with a washcloth. I figured while you guys are here, I might as well just put on the rest of my skincare for the day. So the first thing I'm gonna use is my eye cream. This was from Pharmacy. I got this from FabFitFun. I'm getting down to the bottom of it. Really nice and lightweight for the daytime, but still gives me enough. Have you guys tried any of the masks that I showed? I wanna know your thoughts on them below. I wanna do like an updated skincare routine. The problem is I will be doing the Ordinary long haul soon, so I will only be using their products for 4 weeks. That will end at the end of February, and you guys will see that video. So maybe sometime in March, if you guys want an updated skincare routine, I can do that, my AM and PM one. It has been so long. I think I did that video in the first year on my channel, and it was before I went cruelty free, so I really need to update that. I'm gonna put on my moisturizer next. This is from Primera, the Alpine Berry Water Cream. I slept on this. I got this through Influencer, and I want to say maybe in April or May. I used it a few times and then I put it in my drawer. This is so good. It has like the lightest gel kind of consistency, but for daytime, it really does give me enough moisture even though my skin's really dry. You can see how much of it I've been using. I've hit pan on it, so to speak. It has the slightest scent of pine. I am so enjoying it this time of year. See, the redness is pretty much gone. It's just because I had freshly wiped my skin. I have sunscreen next. This is from Kula, the Mineral Sunset Cream. I have a few sunscreens open and I kind of just go back and forth. I don't have one that I love more than the other. This one is nice and light though and doesn't give me a white cast. I have dead skin just coming off on my forehead. I should have rinsed a little bit better. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked this format. I had fun with it. I did think it was gonna turn out differently. I had this whole idea in my head that I was gonna have this cool mosaic all over my face, very Instagram worthy, and that is not what happened. It looked pretty sloppy. I should know myself better than that though. Things don't ever turn out the way that I envision them. Let me know below your favorite face mask, your favorite type of formula, and if you want to see more skincare videos from me, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you haven't already if you want to see me and more of my remarks. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon.